welcome back to my channel and welcome to our last Vlogmas video of 2024. Can you guys believe we've already gone through an entire year and we're almost through an entire year and we are at the end of a second season of Vlogmas. I can't believe it. But today's video we're talking all about book things. So you know what? It's been a good year of reading. I'm going to say it's been a good year of reading. There have been a few duds. I'm looking down here at some of my books. There have been a few duds, but overall, it's been a really good year of reading. And coming up, next videos, you're going to hear my favorites, my least favorites of the year. But right now, I want to talk what I want to do in 2025 when it comes to reading. And the first thing I want to talk about are my reading goals. So this year, my goal is 80 books. And I'm going to say it is 80 books because we're still in 2024. And I have not met that goal yet, but I'm very, very close. And the books that I'm reading right now will definitely get me to that goal. So my reading goal this year was 80. So I am not going to be ambitious and double that. We're not going to do that. We're going to be kind to ourselves. I am going to add 5. So my reading goal for 2025 is going to be 85 books. And I think that's going to be a good balance. Adding on the extra 5 books, especially since we're so close to the end of the year and I still have a couple books that I need to read. So that's just going to give me better balance. It's not 10 books a month, so it gives me wiggle room versus trying to say I'm going to read 10 books a month and get, 10 books, 12 months. That's stressful. So we're going to go for 85 books. I think I can definitely do that. So, and of course, this goal, if I don't make it, it's okay. If you set a goal, you don't make it, it's okay. But it is fun to have something to work towards. So, the things that I'm actually going to do to help me get to that goal, and I talked about this before, is setting a reading timer. So, I've been doing pretty good at getting my reading in. There are some times where I'm just really, really busy. Or sometimes I'm on vacation and I'm I'm going to read all these books, but I get wiped out during the day. And then it's ooh, I am not going to read any books. I'm going to sleep. So I am going to go back to using my reading timer. But this time, instead of 3 hours a day, I'm going to be kinder to myself. And I'm going to do at least 2 hours a day. And if you're new here with my reading timer, it's not me sitting down for consecutive hours. You know what? The light is doing something weird. So give me 1 second. I don't really know if that helped, but hopefully the lighting's okay. So I don't sit down for 2 consecutive hours. I will typically set my timer and I'll read for a little bit and then I'll come back to the timer, start it again, read for a little bit. So the goal is just to get 2 hours in total for the entire day. So that's how I do it. It's really helpful and I do get a lot of reading time that way. My next goal of 2025 is to get through my TBR. So I feel like I still have 60 books and y'all are probably girl, you're always saying there's 60 books on your TBR. And the reason is because I will read some and then I will pretty much go and buy the same amount. So we stay at the same place. We're reading the books that are there, but we are also adding books to that list. So when I originally started reading, it's so crazy because I would literally only have maybe 4 books on my TBR, or I'd have 7, and at one point I got to 10. But to have 60 books sitting there read me, it's a lot. And I don't want to have books that are just there that I lose interest in reading. So one of my biggest goals is to read at least, this is going to be hard, but at least a quarter to a third of my TBR before I start book shopping again. And that's so hard because when you see these books out here, you're oh my gosh, I want this one, but I have books at home. It's you got food at home, I got books at home. So I'm not going to be super strict on myself because I still like to go to different bookstores. If I travel and they're local bookstores, I like to go and support those books. So I won't be super strict, but that is literally my focus. It might be you can get this one book. Dollar Tree is always I can buy, because if you see a book for $1.25 that's a good book, I feel like you should get that book, especially if you know you're going to the bookstore. That same book is going to cost like $20. So anyway, $20-$30. But that is my goal, to get through my TBR. So I'm just going to start digging into that. Like, I am going to focus in on my TBR. I'm going to read those books so that I can get, like I said, maybe, you know, a quarter or a third of that read before I start doing like a lot of book shopping. Now, those are my goals. 85 books for 2025, reading 2 hours a day for 2025, and getting through my TBR in 2025, and getting through at least a quarter or third before I jump into that intense book shopping. Now, there always are exceptions to the rule. And there are always some books that you just gotta get them. So I do have a list, and I'm actually excited about this because I've never really had a list of books that I was like, these are all the books I've wanted to read. Like, I've always like had books by authors, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till the next book comes out, and I'll look for those books. But like, actually having a list of books where I'm like, yeah, I really want to get my hands on these ones, and I really want to read these. This is my list. I even put it in my phone, y'all. I'm serious about this list. And quite a few of these books are by authors that I really, really love, and they're finally giving me more. So I'm very happy about that. And we're going to start with the first book, y'all. I done bought. Since I said this, I've bought 2 books. Now, one was from Dollar Tree, so we're not going to count that one. But one of the books is on my list, and that is Richard Osman's new book. It's called We Solve Murders. Now, if you're new here, you may not know, but I love books by Richard Osman. He writes the Thursday Murder Club books. Now, this is not connected to the Thursday Murder Club. This is actually a new book and maybe like a new series. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's like a new book. But it doesn't say if it's going to be a series, but it is a mystery, and I really, really enjoy his mysteries. I have one book, The Last Devil to Die. It's actually on my TBR for this one, and it is the last one that he's written so far in the Thursday Murder Club series. Hopefully, he is going to continue that series because I love it, but I'm really excited to read other things by him. So I was in Barnes and Nobles yesterday getting a book for my nephew's Christmas and a gift card. And I saw this on the shelf and I gasped, and I was like, I gotta get it today. So this is one of the books that I do want to read in 2025. The next book, and y'all, I got a list. I told y'all I'm growing up. The next one I want to read and purchase is the Disney Villain series. Now, I have the Twisted Tales series. I have every single book in that series except for the anthology. But I really want to get the Villains series, which is a series I started a long time ago. Stopped reading. I had only gotten one, but I stopped reading, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to get back into that. I also need to finish reading the Twisted Tales series. So we're going to have a lot of those in the monthly TBRs as well. So the Disney Villain series, I am excited about that. And those ones are really short for the most part. I did notice like the latest one, which I think is about Gaston, is like the thickest one I have seen. But they're mostly really, really short. And even in the thicker ones, the words are pretty big. So, you know, easy reads and fun, like to get through all the other thrillers, mysteries, and horror that I read all the time. So the next one on my list is Furies by Megan Jeanette. Megan Jeanette wrote one of my favorite reads. It's called You Know Her. If you have not read it, you should definitely read it. And her new book, Furies, is coming out, I believe, in March of 2025. So that one, no, actually that one I believe is out. But when I went to get it, I looked for like a couple weeks ago at Barnes, she said they couldn't get it. So like, I don't know why. So that is on my list of books to get by her. The next one is 13 Months, and that is by Jimmy Giuliano. He wrote one of my favorite reads called Dead 11. If you haven't read it, I recommend you read it. It has a blurb by R.L. Stine. It is giving you that R.L. Stine realness, so I absolutely love it, and I've been waiting for him to write another book. Like, I see all these other authors pumping out books, and I'm just like, why are my favorite authors so slow? Which isn't a bad thing, because that means you're gonna get quality. That's the hope, that you're getting quality. But he's finally coming out with a new one, and that one I believe drops in August 2025. The next one is called The Sirens. It's by Amelia Hart. She wrote Wayward. Once again, one of my favorite. Okay, maybe all the books on my list are by like my favorite authors who wrote some of my favorite books, but she wrote Wayward. I absolutely love it. Wayward is, when I bought that book in the bookstore I was in, I feel like it was in mystery, but it's not really a mystery. I'm going to try to look it up and put it on the screen what genre it is, but I absolutely loved that book, and I'm so excited she's about to come out with another one. I think this one is like about mermaids or something like that, because my friend at the bookstore, she actually got it in an arc, and she was like, as soon as I saw it, I thought about you, because of course bookstores get arcs, so you know, I can't wait for that one. The next one is Bitter Shore. Is by V.V. James. V.V. James wrote The Sanctuary. Once again, another one of my favorite reads. They actually turned The Sanctuary into a show, but I refused to watch it because after I was like looking at the character list and then reading some of it, I was like, this is not how the book is, and I don't want to ruin it for me. So that is actually a TV series if you want to watch that, but I absolutely loved Sanctuary. So Bitter Shore is a continuation of those character stories, so very excited about that. And I think that is actually my longest book, because Goodreads did the wrap up, and I'll talk about mine in 2025 in my, next year's video, because I want to get all of my actual stats in before I do it, because they sent it out already, but it continues to update as you add and read. So but I think that was like my longest book, like almost like 500 pages or something. So the next one is She Waits for You, or the last one I actually have on the list is She Waits for You, Beyond the Dark. It's by Kristen Simmons. This is actually going to be a duology. I was wondering how long it was going to be. She wrote, where is it? I think it's on the other side of my table. I have to put the book up here. They Left Him for Dead or something like that. I'll put it on the screen. But it's the story, it's basically like an Asian version, a Japanese version of like Jumanji. It is so good. It is like a teen, like a more young adult book, I believe, but I absolutely ate it up. I loved it. And when I got to the end of it, I was like, there's got to be another book. And I saw that there was. So this book is actually coming out. She Waits for You, Beyond the Dark. Kristen Simmons, and this is actually a duology, so which was a new word I learned in the book world. So it's only 2 books in this little series. I'm excited to read that one too. So those are the books that I am most excited about getting. I am pretty sure there are going to be other books that I see in the stores and I pick up, but these are my focus books. These are the ones that I can pick up if I have not gotten my TBR down. These are the ones I can go grab. But like I said, if I see something I really want, y'all know I'm gonna get it, right? But I hope you guys were able to meet your reading goals. And if you didn't, guess what? You can try again next year. Don't be hard on yourself. This is fun. I read to escape. I don't know what y'all do, but I read to escape. And it is such a great thing for me. I can't wait to hear about what you guys are going to be reading in 2025, what you want to read, what your favorite reads of 2024 were, what were your worst reads. I want to hear it all. So I am just so excited for you guys just hanging out with me pretty much every week. And I think we're going to stick to the once a week once we're done with Vlogmas, because you know what, I keep trying other things, but I think that once a week on a regular schedule outside of like Vlogtober or Vlogmas is the best for me. So we're gonna be back to our normal once a week schedule. We will have our first video the first Friday in the new year, so that is going to be coming. And I just really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Like every time somebody subscribes, I'm like, what? Okay, that's awesome. So for those of you who are new, my name is Sho'Shanna, and I thank you for hanging out with me today. Do all the things to always get informed about videos. If you like what you see, we're real cool over here, and I am so appreciative of you. And for those of you who keep coming back, like seriously, you guys are real ones. I love it, and I am so excited for everything that is to come in the new year, right? We're very excited about that. But you know what? We're still in 2024, so let's enjoy that as well. So thank you. I hope y'all, I thought I was gonna get done before the sneezing fit happened. I forgot what I was going to say. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of 2024. That's what I was going to say. It is Christmas Eve, so happy Christmas Eve. And I hope you guys have a great Christmas. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, I believe Hanukkah also starts tomorrow. So enjoy Hanukkah. Those who celebrate Kwanzaa and all the holidays that I don't know about, tell me about them if there's something I missed, because I'm always like trying to learn new things. So happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy. I hope you get some rest and relaxation during this season, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the new year and in another video. So see ya.